Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Commonwealth continues to see a steady drop in positive COVID-19 cases. And Kentucky health experts stress the importance of sticking to a good diet, even if you've dropped your New Year's resolutions.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 6:01 on Tuesday, March 8th. Let's go over and check in with Brandon, who has quite a bit to tell us this morning.
Thankfully, this morning is quieter than yesterday, so that's some good news,
yeah.
But it will pick up as we get deeper into the forecast starting tonight. Let's take a look, see what's going on right now. Not a whole lot of moisture out there on the satellite radar, but just a little bit still trying to show up. And some of those higher elevations, seeing just a little bit of snow falling this morning. Again, very spotty, okay? Even parts of Pine Mountain and over on Slow Poller over there on the other side of Pine Mountain, just a little bit of snow in spots this morning, so it's not a widespread issue. If you run across any, send us some pictures via the WYMT weather app. We'll be glad to try to showcase those here on TV. I'll try to get that one in from Sam here in just a few minutes to kind of give you an idea of what they're looking at up there. We're looking at temperatures in the 30s across the area. 32 Wise, our cool spot. 39 now. Jacksboro is our warm spot across the region. Look how much colder than this time yesterday. Anywhere between 29, or actually 27 and 34 degrees colder than it was this time yesterday morning. 52 is our forecast high today. Average high 55 for this time of the year. Record high, which we will be nowhere near today, 81, set back on this day in 2000. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. A Pike County man was arrested Monday morning after police say he was involved in a deadly hit and run. A citation says 51-year-old Christopher Allen Salyer hit a pedestrian and left the scene without stopping to check on the man. Police say that the man who was hit, Cecil Norman, died of his injuries. Police say they found Salyer in a locked bathroom at a home off East Kaiser Heights, where the car involved in the hit and run was parked. Salyer was taken into custody. State police say 2 people are dead in Harlan after an ATV crash. Troopers say they received a call around 9:45 Sunday night. The crash happened on East Kentucky 221. Troopers say 34-year-old Matthew Creech and passenger 40-year-old Christy Creech were traveling along 221 when the ATV flipped and both people were thrown from the vehicle. Both Matthew and Christy were taken to Harlan ARH, where they were later pronounced dead by the Harlan County coroner. New data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration shows 2020 was the deadliest year for alcohol-related crashes in more than a decade. More than 11,000 people died in those crashes, the highest since 2008. Chad Hedrick has the latest.
Their statistics advocates against drunk driving call disheartening as more people continue to lose their lives.
It is one of the few things that we can say is 100% preventable. It never had to happen. Alex
Oddie is the national president for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. She says she's not surprised that numbers are up, but was shocked by how much they increased, especially in her home state of Kentucky.
I knew that we had a problem here that's worse than other places. I've always known that, but it's disappointing, especially to see such a big increase when you know we're working so hard to bring an end to it.
Kentucky saw a 31.8% increase in drunk driving related fatalities, with just under 200 in 2020 compared to 151 in 2019. It's the 7th highest increase in the nation. According to the NHTSA, the national average increase was 14.3%.
So many things can be done to combat drunk driving. It comes down to personal responsibility.
It's personal for Oddie. 11 years ago, she lost her leg in a DUI boating crash on Harrington Lake.
It is impossible to explain the devastation and the trauma that comes with realizing it's still happening to other people. Every time you see it on the news, every time you're scrolling Facebook and you see that it happens again, all of the trauma from 11 years ago comes right back.
She says it comes down to education, not just for today's drivers, but those who are younger.
There's so much more we could be doing. And I remember that 4-hour graduated licensing course that you take at the library when they show one video of a crash. And I'm sitting there with one leg like, hold up, that is not everything you need to know. You need to know that this hurts people, and it hurts a lot of people.
When comparing Kentucky to bordering states, West Virginia had the highest year-to-year increase in alcohol-related fatal crashes, with 35.7%. Tennessee had the lowest with 12.8%. The global death toll from COVID-19 has now passed 6 million, while the U.S. alone is nearing 1 million deaths. Here in Kentucky, Governor Beshear says he expects to see a larger decline this week in new COVID-19 cases. The governor says we're seeing a steady drop in new cases and in positivity rate. He says hospitalizations are also decreasing. That means on March 15th, the National Guard will end its deployment to Kentucky hospitals. Governor Beshear says in Kentucky, we will have many counties in the red zone, including most of eastern Kentucky, but he expects that to change soon.
Certainly we have more red than a lot of other states that are out there, but they went through their decline a couple weeks earlier than we did and decline, and certainly our incline hit us a little bit later than some states that were out there.
Governor Beshear says he will pause his Monday COVID briefings after next week, following 2 years of updates. Officials say the Louisville Zoo is temporarily closing some areas in an effort to protect birds from catching avian flu. The action comes after recently confirmed Kentucky cases of avian flu in wild birds west of Jefferson County. Avian flu can be contagious in birds and can affect several species. The zoo said in a statement that public walk-through areas were closed this week and some birds were moved to protected areas as a precaution. Areas closed include the Forest Bird Trail, the African penguin exhibits, Steller's Sea Eagle Aviary, and Lorikeet Landing. The zoo says no birds are currently showing signs of the disease. In February, the U.S. Drug and Food and Drug Administration issued a recall for certain baby formulas produced by Abbott Nutrition. These products include Similac, Alimentum, and Elecare powdered infant formulas. The products are associated with multiple infant illnesses and hospitalizations. The formulas are often covered by WIC, which is causing several issues for WIC recipients. But Allison Hurt with the Kentucky River District Health Department says they are offering assistance to WIC recipients who have purchased the recalled formulas.
We're trying to get the word out that if you have affected cans of formula, you can bring them back to us and we can replace what you've spent, from your WIC benefits with a different food package.
Recalled products can be identified by the 7 to 9 digit code and expiration date on the bottom of the package. If you have used these products and are concerned about the health of your child, you can contact your child's primary health care provider for guidance. This month marks National Nutrition Month, a time of the year when nutritionists and healthcare providers highlight the importance of making healthier choices and the impact those choices can have on your body. WYMT's Alyssa Williams spoke with nutrition experts on why we should take National Nutrition Month seriously.
As the newness of 2022 wears off, many individuals will drop their New Year's resolutions of eating healthier, but several medical professionals might advise against that.
You win at what you focus on, and if you're not really focusing on your nutrition, you're going to have the results of bad nutrition.
March marks National Nutrition Month, and several healthcare professionals are using this time to showcase the importance of eating healthier and informing others on the risks that come with poor nutrition.
A lot of different diseases, heart disease, high cholesterol, blood pressure, and things like that that can be affected by the foods that you eat.
Allison Hurt from the Kentucky River District Health Department says portion control is one tool to have in your arsenal of good nutritional habits.
Don't deprive yourself of everything. You just have to kind of scale yourself back on the amount that you're eating.
Dr. Jones with the Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky says cutting out processed foods is not only a way to impact your overall health, but it can also impact your wallet.
But if you'll do that for 2 or 3 weeks with no processed foods, a lot of these things stimulate hunger, actually make you eat more, so even though it's cheaper, you're actually in the hole as far as finances.
Helping everyone adopt healthier nutritional habits throughout this month and beyond. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT, Mountain News.
Dr. John Jones at Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky says nutrition is one of the 3 pillars of health, with exercise and sleep being the other 2. He adds that if you have a good understanding of these 3 things, health and wellness should be easy to maintain.
6:10 coming up on 6:11 here on this Tuesday morning. We take a look at Buffalo Mountain, and things are pretty quiet up there for the moment. Not seeing much snow on the grass there this morning, so it's not everywhere, but some of those higher elevations getting a few snowflakes sticking to the grass this morning. 32 in Wise, 34 Jackson, 35 in Irvin. Also in Pikeville as well, 34 Logan. Everybody else in the mid to upper 30s across our region. 52 this afternoon, breezy. And when I say that, I mean like winds basically 3 to 5, maybe 7 miles per hour. Not a big wind, but it will feel colder at times. Mainly cloudy skies, some sun is possible though. Headlines for the rest of the week. Dry day ahead. Rain chances return as early as tonight. And we're still tracking that late week cold front that we'll tell you more about coming up in just a little bit. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. And thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the humanitarian crisis over in Ukraine nears historic levels as more people rush to evacuate.